बिस्मिल्लाहिर्रहमानिर्रहीम अस्सलाम वालेकुम। आज हम लोग कर रहे हैं क्लासिफिकेशन। दैट इज वेरी मच इंपॉर्टेंट टॉपिक। लेट्स स्टार्ट इट। दीज आर द कंटेंट पॉइंट्स इन योर सिलेबस which will be covered today. So there is a diversity in the living organisms. So that's why there are too much diverse kind of organisms on the earth. That is the main reason for the classification of the organisms into particular groups or the areas which we will be discussing in the upcoming slides. So there are about more than 3.5 billion years the changing is going on, and there are about 1.5 million species which are named. Still species are to be discovered and they are requiring naming. So what do you know about the living organism? What are the features, that what are the characteristics on basis of which you can say that this is living or that is non-living? Here is the mnemonic: Mrs. Green. Double E नहीं है, single E. Mrs. Green. That is the word which you people can remember to memorize the 7 properties of the living organism, 7 characteristics, and these are movement. Definitely animals can move from here to there for finding the food, from keeping themselves away from the predators. And definitely plant, if they are going to move, they are going to move towards the gravity or towards the light, like geotropism and gravitropism. Respiration, that is the characteristics in which all the living organism, either that is plant, animal, or the microorganism like bacteria, fungi, they are going to respire. They are going to they are going to form the energy which is required for their daily life activities. Sensitivity, many organisms are responding to the stimulus which is happening around their environment. And growth, ultimately everything is growing, like you people are increasing in your height, in your mass, plants are growing as well, and bacteria, they are reproducing. So reproduction is the another characteristic of the living organism that is very much important for the survival and continuity of the their own kind. Excretion, to get rid of the waste that is being produced, such as carbon dioxide, urea. And nutrition, that is basically getting the food which is required for the respiration. So that is the hierarchy of the classification which you can see. That is, largest group is the kingdom, then phylum, class, order, family, genus, and the species. So classification is going to help you in a variety of ways. Here I have written a few points. You can have the screenshot of the slide. So classification is important to identify the living organism, and that is to understand the diversity of the living organism, how much diverse they are. That is going to help or sort them the evolutionary relationship between the organisms, and that is to avoid the confusion among the common names. And that is particularly we are giving the scientific name to the new organism that can be given, and that is going to save the time for studying the diversity of the life. That is very much important point. So last point, this one, and to understand the relationship or the evolutionary relationship, that is very much important. So point number 3 and last point, they are most important. So why we are interested in giving the scientific name to the organisms? Because there should be one universal scientific name. Otherwise, what will happen? Many people will be calling the animal which are shown to you people like eagle, hawk, buzzard, vulture, whatever that is. And that can be the tiger, leopard, lion, and puma. All these are panthers. All these are the name for the organism which you people can see. And their names are varying from language to language, and their native names are very much different from country to country or area to area. So that's why there is a need for the universal scientific naming. Okay, so what is the advantage of scientific name? That is the universal one. That's why that is given, so that everyone can identify that particular organism is being under discussion. So for the scientific name, binomial system is being followed, in which the every organism's name is comprising of the two parts. First name is the showing its genus, and the last name is showing its species. So usually whenever you people are going to be asked a question during the examination कि what is the scientific name, जहाँ पे दो names इस तरह के आप इकट्ठे देखें, either they are in the italic form or they are being underlined, आपका फर्स्ट जो जीनस है आपने आइडेंटिफाई कर लेना है, दैट इज द साइंटिफिक नेम. एंड यू विल बी वेरी मच वेल फेमिलियर के जो जीनस नेम है दैट इज स्टार्टिंग विद द कैपिटल लेटर, वाइल द स्पीशी नेम इज ऑलवेज रिटन विद द स्मॉल लेटर्स. सो आपने इस चीज को ध्यान रखना है. कहीं पे भी किसी भी जगह पे आपको किसी भी ऑर्गेनिज्म का नाम आपको नहीं भी पता, बट दैट इज रिटन ऑन दिस पैटर्न, सो इट मीन्स दैट इट इज द साइंटिफिक नेम ऑफ दैट organism. First name is the genus name and the second name is the species name, usually written with the all small letter, while genus first letter will be capital. So genus is a group of organisms or the species which are closely related to each other, while the species, they are unique in the genus. It means that one genus can have many species in it. Okay, G. So you can have see the example that brown bear is known as Ursus arctus, and the polar bear is known as Ursus maritimus. So Ursus is the genus name and Arctus or the maritimus is the species name. Okay, so the genus name is common in those. Okay, G. Next, people can see that there are different kind of bears. All will be belonging to the same genus, but definitely their species will be different. Genus is the Ursus and species can be different. Okay, so usually species name is given to the organism on the basis of either their habitat, on special features which they are having that is particular to the particular organisms. Okay, now coming to words, how you people can learn about the sequence or the hierarchy of the classification. King Philip came over from Great Spain. That is very much important sentence, that kingdom is the largest group than kingdom. There are basically 5 kingdoms in our syllabus, and universally 5 kingdoms are recognized, which are having many phylums, and many phylums will be having many classes in them. Many classes will be having many order inside, and so on till the species. Species will be a genus will be having many species. Okay. So next, coming towards your hierarchy, you people are belonging to the Animalia kingdom, and phylum is Chordata, class is Mammalia, order is Primates, family is Hominidae, and genus is Homo, and species is Sapiens. तो आपको at least अपना पता होना चाहिए that what groups, in which groups you are, what are the scientific name for you people in the hierarchy. So coming toward the dichotomous key, in the dichotomous key, many multiple choice questions can be in your paper. So that is a key in which in each and every step you people are being provided with the 2 choices. And you have to follow the sequence, and you have to reach the right answer by following the instruction given to you regarding the dichotomous key. So here are the plants. You people can see we are following the dichotomous key. Either plant can be flowering or non-flowering. In the non-flowering, there are spore-bearing flowers or flowers with the seeds, but the seeds with the naked ones. And these are the gymnosperms. And spore-bearing either with the roots or with no roots. And these are the fern and the mosses. And flowering plants are either having one seed leaf or the cotyledon or the 2 cotyledon. They are considered monocot and dicot. तो अब इस हमने dichotomy scheme में monocot, dicots and ferns को मैंने highlight green किया हुआ है because these are in your syllabus. आपको ये आने चाहिए. Remember, ferns are the non-flowering plants. And the flowering plants, they are the monocots and dicots. ये हम अभी देखेंगे डिटेल में नेक्स्ट कमिंग स्लाइड्स में. दैट इज अनदर डाइकोटोमस की एग्जांपल. Okay, here is the dichotomous key related to the organism viruses. You might have seen the video in which I have compared the characteristics of all the living organisms according to that classification. आपको that पता होगा उस comparison के हिसाब से that viruses are acellular, they don't have the cell wall, they don't have the cell membrane, they are only having the protein coat. So if they have virus has a cell wall, no, go to 2. अगर होती तो हम 2 पे चले जाते, but that don't have the cell wall, so that's why we are going to the 3. So we have to follow the 3. Has a protein coat, yes, that is the organism C. अगर इसमें cell membrane होती और cell wall ना होती, then it would be the organism D. Again, that is an example of dichotomous key. आपने इंस्ट्रक्शन को फॉलो करना होता है. Organism lacking cell nuclei, they are considered prokaryotes. Organism with a cell nuclei, you have to move the towards the 2. Okay, so that is basically, I just have not told you about this. I am not going to discuss in the detail of this dichotomous key, but you can have a picture of that afterwards. We will be discussing it in some other lecture. Again, here is the dichotomous key. The beak is relatively long and cylinder. That is the animal. This one, you are not supposed to learn the scientific name of each and every organism, but with the help of dichotomous key, you can identify the organism. The beak is relatively stout and heavy. That is the stout and heavy. आपको stout का meaning मुझे नहीं पता, but I know that heavy, it is looking heavy. ठीक है, relatively long है, cylinder है. मुझे इन सब में जो beak long नजर आ रही है वो this one है. ठीक है. The bottom surface of lower beak is flat and straight. अब आपने lower beak देखनी है. एक इसकी भी flat भी है, straight भी है और comparatively इसकी भी है, but that is in this one. इसकी हो रही है. ठीक है. और straight भी है आपके पास. आगे चलें. The bottom surface of lower beak is curved. This one is having curved and this one is having curved. That curve is not much clear. The lower edge of the upper beak has distinct bends. Lower edge of the upper beak, that is having the bend. The lower edge of the upper beak is mostly flat, and this one is this animal. So you people can just not are supposed to learn the scientific names, but आपने क्या करना है, आपने physical features which will be provided to you उनको focus करना है और उसको focus करते हुए आपने dichotomous key को solve कर लेना है. Now coming towards the 5 kingdoms which are in your syllabus, these are the kingdom Prokaryote, Animalia, Fungi, Plantae, and the Protoctista or Protoctista. Okay, so these are the main features. You can have a screenshot of it. We will be discussing each and every point in detail. So animals, they are basically eukaryotic multicellular. Animalia kingdom में जितने भी organism हैं, they are multicellular. And what the eukaryotes are? Eukaryotes are the organism which are having the membrane bound organelles such as proper nucleus is over there. Here you people can see the prokaryotic. Prokaryotic are the organism which don't have the membrane bound organelles, like they don't have जो सबसे main organelle होता है, that is the nucleus, and their DNA is just inside the cytoplasm. Prokaryotes के case में, while in case of eukaryote, the DNA or the chromosome, they are present inside the nucleus, inside the nuclear membrane. So Animalia kingdom, they are the heterotrophs, means they cannot prepare their own food. They are depending upon the other organisms. They don't have the chlorophyll, so ultimately they are not making up their own food. They don't have the cell wall, and their structure, cell structure, is very much complex. Examples are given to you people in this Plantae kingdom. Same eukaryotic multicellular autotroph which can they prepare their own food. They are having the chlorophyll in them. They are having the cellulose cell wall, and their again cell structure is very much complex. Examples are grasses and mosses. And fungi, they are the eukaryotic multicellular saprophytes. Saprophytes are the organism which are the decomposers. They depend upon the dead decaying organism for their food. They don't have the chlorophyll. It means they are not the autotroph. They cannot prepare their food, but their cell wall is made up of chitin as compared to the cell wall of the plant, which was of cellulose. And now telling you about the prokaryotes. Prokaryotes are having the cell wall peptidoglycan, and unicellular organisms are over there. And the example is the bacteria, eubacteria, archibacteria. Okay, protoctist में हमारे पास कुछ unicellular हैं, कुछ multicellular हैं. Either they can be photosynthetic or they can be heterotroph. They can prepare their own food. Examples are amoeba, paramecium, and the euglena. So please, you can have a screenshot of the slide. That is very much important. A comparison in one slide. Comparison of the 5 kingdoms in one slide. So again, I have told you people, the prokaryotes, they are unicellular, prokaryotic, and their cell wall is made up of peptidoglycan. E. coli bacteria is the example. Vibrio cholera is the example. किंगडम प्रोकैरियोट्स, अगेन हम ये देख रहे हैं, इसमें हमारे पास बहुत सारे यूनिसेलुलर ऑर्गेनिजम्स आ रहे हैं विच कैन बी सर्वाइविंग इन द एक्सट्रीम इन्वायरमेंट सच एज द वॉल्केनिक हॉट स्प्रिंग्स एंड एसिडिक पूल्स में और मड्स के अंदर दे कैन बी एनॉक्सिक मड्स के अंदर भी सर्वाइव कर सकते हैं. सो it means that they will be having the enzyme which will be working in these particular conditions. So remember, every living organism will be having enzyme so that they can do the metabolism. Okay. Protista, Protoctista, they are, some are uni, some are multicellular. Examples are given to you. Some are photosynthetic, some are heterotrophs. Kingdom fungi, that is over given. Mushrooms are, and the yeast are the example of it, and their cell wall is made up of the chitin. They are the saprophytes. They are releasing the enzyme out of their body to digest the decaying matter. And kingdom plantae, my favorite. They are the multicellular eukaryotes. They are the autotroph, and they having the cell wall of the cellulose. Kingdom animalia, they don't have the cell wall. They are heterotroph, multicellular eukaryotes. Okay, so these features are very much important. Now coming toward the vertebrates, that is in your syllabus. तो हम इसको जरा डिटेल में कर लेते हैं. Vertebrates के कुछ features मैं आपको कॉमन भी बताऊंगी, बट उससे पहले यू शुड बी नोइंग दैट वर्टिब्रेट्स दे आर हैविंग 5 टाइप्स ऑफ एनिमल्स इन दिस ग्रुप. Fish, amphibian, reptiles, birds, and mammals, all these 5 are included into the this vertebrates category. So the mammals, birds, reptiles, amphibians, and fish. So here are some common features for these. You can have the screenshot at the end. So the physical features which are common, they are having the backbone. They are having the endoskeleton, which is present inside their body. And definitely whenever there is an endoskeleton, their muscles will be attached to their bones. And they have the blood that circulates through the blood vessels. So it means they will be having the circulatory system. Okay, so lungs and gills are available for the gaseous exchange. Gills will be definitely in the fish and lungs in all other organisms of the, like in the reptiles, mammals. They are having the protective skin covering, and skin is, you all know, that is a physical barrier. They have legs in case of the mammals. They are having the birds in case of the, they are having the wings in case of the birds. And in case of the fish, they are having the fins for their movement. And they all are having the proper nervous system. So definitely they will be having the sensory organs and sensory neurons and motor neurons inside their body. So the 5 groups are over there. ओके जी. ओविपेरस वो ऑर्गेनिजम्स होते हैं जो एग ले करते हैं. पोइकिलोथर्म्स वो होते हैं विच कैन चेंज देयर बॉडी टेम्परेचर अकॉर्डिंग टू द environment. So these 5 group are shown to you people. You can have a screenshot of it. Though ये oviparous और poikilotherms की terms आपके syllabus में नहीं है, but you should be knowing that they are producing the eggs, or they are able to change the temperature of their body, or they are keeping their temperature constant like homeotherms. Okay, here is a comparison. That is a very good, comprehensive, detailed comparison of the 5 classes of the vertebrates. So you can have a screenshot. अब इस तरह से आपको पेपर में कोई भी एक कैटेगरी आ जाएगी, आपने उसको सिंपल या डाइकोटिमस की में आपको बता दिया जाएगा जी. आपको अगर ये फीचर्स याद होंगे, देन यू पीपल विल बी एबल टू आइडेंटिफाई द organism properly. So I would suggest that please have a screenshot of this. This is very much important, comprehensive comparison between the 5 groups of the vertebrates. Okay, now अब आपने यहाँ से that is a question regarding the 5 vertebrates में आपने किस तरह से पहुंचना है. अच्छा जी, आप इसका स्क्रीनशॉट ले लें and do text me comment me in the comment section के what is the right option for this question. और ये आपको तभी पॉसिबल हो सकेगा जब आपके पास ये कंपैरिजन आपको डिटेल में आता होगा. सो नाउ कमिंग टूवर्ड्स द आर्थ्रोपॉड्स, ये भी हमारे सिलेबस में है. एंड आर्थ्रोपॉड्स भी द ऑर्गेनिज्म विच आर हैविंग सम कॉमन फीचर्स इन देम. दे आर हैविंग द एक्सोस्केलेटन, their body is segmented and their legs are jointed. So these are the 3 common features in all the arthropods. So ये भी आपको आने चाहिए. And their major groups are myriapod, in which centipede and millipedes are over there, insects are over there, arachnids are there, and crustaceans are over there. So आपको इनके names भी पता होने चाहिए. I will be giving you some identification hits दूंगी आपको in the form of table, वो आपने याद करनी होंगी. And okay, all the vertebrates they are having sorry, these are the arthropod, they are the invertebrates, इनके अंदर backbone नहीं होती. They are supported by their exoskeleton, जो कि skeleton बाहर है, so that's why bones की जरूरत ही नहीं है अंदर, because protection is supported by the exoskeleton. Their body is segmented, jointed appendages या legs हैं, forelimbs, hind limbs हैं, and most of them are having the antennas. So that is a very good comprehensive slide. You can have a screenshot of it. myriapod कैसे identify करेंगे? इनमें जो segment of the body हैं, they are मेन सेगमेंट्स हैं 2, और उनके अंदर भी मल्टीपल सेगमेंट्स हो सकते हैं. इंसेक्ट्स में मेन सेगमेंट्स 3 हैं, हेड, थॉरैक्स एंड एब्डोमेन. अरेक्निड्स में और क्रस्टेशियंस में हमारे पास 2 और इसमें 2 से 3 हो सकते हैं, सिफेलोथोरक्स और एब्डोमेन है. और इसमें हमारे पास जो क्रस्टेशियंस हैं उसमें 2 to 3 हेड, थॉरैक्स एंड एब्डोमेन हो सकते हैं. 3 पेयर ऑफ लेग्स मायरियापोड में बहुत सारी होती हैं. ठीक है, इंसेक्ट्स में यूजुअली 3 हैं, अरेक्निड्स में 4 हैं, और क्रस्टेशियंस में 5 और मोर होती हैं. पेयर ऑफ एंटेनास भी आपको अवेलेबल मैंने बता दिया है. अब इनमें से कोई भी ऑर्गेनिज्म आपको दे दिया जाए तो आपको पता होगा कि अगर इसके अंदर 4 पेयर ऑफ लेग्स हैं, इसमें एंटेनास नहीं है, तो अल्टीमेटली दैट इज द अरेक्निड. ठीक है जी. लेडी बर्ड आपको दिया है, इसके अंदर एंटेना है एंड इट इज हैविंग हेड, थॉरैक्स एंड द एब्डोमेन. आपको ये पता चल जाएगा. मैनी सेगमेंट्स हैं, मल्टीपल लेग्स हैं, मैनी लेग्स हैं, तो अल्टीमेटली दैट इज मायरियापोड. ठीक है जी. इसमें आपको ये एंटेनास नजर आ रहे हैं, पेयर ऑफ लेग्स भी आपको नजर आ रहे हैं, हेड है, इसमें ये थॉरैक्स है, और ये इसका एब्डोमेन पीछे दिखाया गया है. So on the basis of this category, you people can identify the organism. एक और चीज याद रखनी है, insects they are having the compound eyes. compound eye होती है कि उसके अंदर multiple eyes होती हैं. So that is the main feature of the insects. Okay. Next देखते हैं जी kingdom plantae. That is a very beautiful colorful slide. Okay, what are the main features? They are the autotroph. They can do the photosynthesis because they are having the chlorophyll in them. They are multicellular eukaryotes. They are sessile. They are unable to move, and their cell wall is made up of cellulose. Now coming toward the dichotomous key regarding the plant kingdom. Plants can be either vascular or the non-vascular. इससे पहले मैंने जो आपको डाइकोटमस की करवाई थी that was on the basis of flowering and non-flowering plant. अब आपको vascular और non-vascular की बेस पे करवा रही हूँ. In the non-vascular there are the mosses and the liverworts, while in terms of vascular they may be the seed. They are going to produce the seeds and they are not going to produce the seeds. Whenever they are not going to produce the seeds, they may be the fern, club mosses or horsetails. And the ferns, they are in your syllabus. अभी हम इसको discuss कर लेते हैं. If they are not producing the seed, then what they are, definitely they are producing the spores. Next is if they are vascular, they are producing the seed and they are producing the flowers, and they are the angiosperms. And if they are not producing the flowers, then they are the gymnosperms. Angiosperms, में हमारे पास दो कैटेगरीज आ रही हैं, मोनोकॉट एंड डाइकॉट. दीज टू आर इन योर सिलेबस. While cones and gymnosperms, which are having the naked seed, they are not going to produce the flowers. These are the pine trees. And chilgoza plant is the very best example of cones, gymnosperms, which are producing the seed. Chilgoza is basically the seed of the cone, which is naked, which is visible. Okay, so coming towards the classification of the non-vascular, comparison of the non-vascular and vascular ones. Non-vascular are usually small, while vascular are large, and they are, as they, the non-vascular are small one, they are mostly found in the water because they don't have the vascular bundle, they don't have the well developed vascular bundle. Xylem and phloem proper nahi hai, while in case of vascular they are the land plants, okay, because they are having a proper vascular system in which xylem and phloem are properly developed. Non-vascular, they don't have the true root, stem and leaves, while the vascular are having true stems, roots and leaves. Examples are given: algae, mosses, liverworts, while in case of vascular, angiosperm, gymnosperms, ferns, and club mosses are over there. Now coming toward the non-mosses, whenever they are small, ultimately they will be relying on the diffusion of water and the nutrients for their survival. They don't have a proper vascular bundle. सो इनको सर्वाइवल के लिए दे आर इनसाइड द प्लांट. तो प्लांट इनको एक जो दे आर प्रेजेंट इनसाइड द सॉरी वाटर, वाटर में होते हैं इनके प्लांट्स. सो वाटर इज गोइंग टू प्रोवाइड देम अ स्ट्रेंथ टू फ्लोट और टू उनको सपोर्ट प्रोवाइड कर रहा होता है वाटर. ठीक है जी. नेक्स्ट हमारे पास वेस्कुलर है. वेस्कुलर आर ऑफ थ्री टाइप्स. सीडलेस मींस दे आर प्रोड्यूसिंग द स्पोर्स, एंड विद सीड जिम्नोस्पर्म एंड एंजियोस्पर्म्स. So coming toward the seedless plants, that is the best example is the fern. अभी इसको डिटेल में डिस्कस कर लेते हैं. Okay, so what is the benefit of these? They grow usually tall and help to form the proper condition of the soil, and they are maintaining the or preventing the soil erosion. Okay, ferns की categories हमारे पास, that is a fern. Okay जी. Fern have the roots, stem and leaves. They are the vascular ones. Their leaves are called fronds. That is a frond, एक general broad frond है इनके पास. They are not producing the flower, but they are producing the spores beneath the leaves. Okay जी. And they are reproducing with the help of their spores. जबकि आपको पता है फ्लावर अगर है किसी में तो वो रिप्रोडक्टिव पार्ट होता है प्लांट का, बट इसमें फ्लावर ही नहीं है. They are going to reproduce with the help of spores. These are the spores. Okay. Now coming towards ferns, their roots are known as rhizome is over there. That is the leaf, whole leaf is known as the frond, and that is the leaf जहाँ पे आपको पत्ते नजर आ रहे होंगे, that is the blade, and that is the petiole region. That is common for non otherwise all the plants में common है. blade भी सब में होता है, but इसके अंदर multiple leaves आपने देख लिए हैं. These are the spores of the ferns. Now coming toward the plant with the seeds, they are the gymnosperms. They are not producing the flowers. They are usually woody in nature. Their leaves are somewhat needle-like. These are not in syllabus. We are not going into the detail. While the angiosperm, they are producing the flowers. They are containing seeds. Number of seed can vary on depending upon the species of the fruit or the flower or the plant or whatever that is. And there are two types of angiosperm, monocot and dicot. The difference is very much important. Now coming towards, these are the conifers, non-flowering plants, while this is the flowering plant, which is producing the fruit, and seed is inside the fruit. Okay. Now that is the vascular tissue on the basis of which we are saying a plant that is either vascular or non-vascular. Xylem and phloem are there. You all know that xylem is responsible for transportation of water and the mineral ions from the soil towards the aerial part through the stem, while the phloem that is translocating the prepared food such as sugars in both directions. So flowering plants को हम discuss करते हैं detail में. Monocot and dicot are the example. So what are the external or internal features on which you can say that this plant is monocot and this is dicot? Cotyledon is basically a seed leaf. These are the cotyledons of, this is the monocot, this is dicot. मोनोकॉट्स दे आर हैविंग, इनका अगर मैं प्लांट की इनके लीव्स की बात करूं तो दे आर हैविंग द पैरेलल वेन्स, मैं अभी आपको आगे भी दिखाती हूँ. They are having the flowers in which there are three petals or the multiple of three are available. Okay जी. So these are the basic things. अभी आपको इसलिए क्लियर नहीं होंगी बिकॉज डायग्राम साथ नहीं है. मैं अभी आपको डायग्राम्स की तरफ भी दिखाती हूँ. ओके, दैट इज द सीड. मोनोकॉट एंड डाइकॉट के सीड्स हैं. सिंगल कॉट है, इसमें डाइकॉट्स हैं. Okay, these are the monocot one. Okay, this is the monocot leaves and these are the dicot leaf. अब मुझे किस तरह से पता चला, मैं अभी आपको डिटेल में बताने लगी हूँ. ओके जी, ये देखिए जो मोनोकॉट होता है उसमें एक स्ट्रेट सीधी ही आपके पास लीफ निकलता है, जबकि डाइकॉट में टू लीव्स निकल रहे होते हैं. These are the parallel veins in the monocot. These are the branched, highly branched venation of the dicot. That is identification through the leaf. जिसमें parallel veins हैं, they are monocot. जिसमें branched हैं, that main midrib है, that is the dicot. नेक्स्ट फ्लावर्स आपको मैंने बताया कि हमारे पास मोनोकॉट के अंदर 3 या 3 के मल्टीपल हैं पेटल्स, वाइल इसमें 4 और 5 या 4 और 5 के मल्टीपल्स होंगे. ठीक है जी. नेक्स्ट इनके पोलन ग्रेन्स जो होते हैं दे आर जस्ट लाइक दैट. हमारे पास मोनोकॉट में एक सिंगल ओपनिंग है, वाइल डाइकॉट्स के अंदर 3 ओपनिंग्स आ जाती हैं, जिस तरह से ये है. एंड द पोलन ग्रेन्स दे आर, यू ऑल आर वेरी मच वेल फेमिलियर, दे आर बीइंग प्रोड्यूस्ड इनसाइड द एंथर्स एंड दे आर द मेल रिप्रोडक्टिव पार्ट. ओके, अगर स्टेम की बात करें हम, ठीक है जी, दैट इज द मोनोकॉट स्टेम इन विच द वेस्कुलर बंडल इज स्कैटर्ड थ्रू आउट द स्टेम, वाइल इन द डाइकॉट द वेस्कुलर बंडल इज अरेंज इन द पेरिफेरल रीजन इन द रिंग फॉर्म. ठीक है, ये डाइकॉट है, ये मोनोकॉट का स्टेम है. दैट इज द मोनोकॉट का स्टेम. देखें रैंडमली इसमें वेस्कुलर बंडल पड़े हुए हैं, स्कैटर हुए हैं, जबकि डाइकॉट में रिंग फॉर्म में अराउंड द पेरिफेरी है, सर्कल फॉर्म में है बाहर की तरफ. रूट्स की अगर बात की जाए तो डाइकॉट्स दे आर हैविंग द टैप रूट्स. ठीक है जी, इनमें इन विच द फूड कैन बी स्टोर्ड, वाइल द मोनोकॉट्स दे आर हैविंग द fibrous roots and they are usually near the soil surface so that they can absorb the rainwater quickly, and before that is reaching the underneath layers of the soil. And these are the areas in the dicot where they can store the food. Now that is a comparison. Monocot, single cotyledon, fibrous root, vascular bundle is scattered, leaves में veins parallel हैं, 3 और 3 के multiple में आपके पास petals हैं. Dicot में 2 cotyledon हैं, tap root होती है, ring form में periphery में इसमें vascular bundle है, और network vein like जो इसमें है हमारे पास leaf के अंदर venation है, 4 और 5 की petals इस या इनके multiples होते हैं. Now coming towards the viruses, they are not being placed in any of the 5 kingdom because they are not considered the living ones, because they are not having a cell structure, because they don't have ribosomes, ATP, that region where that is the mitochondria where the ATP is being produced, they don't have the enzyme. So these don't have the metabolic machinery. That's why they are not considered the living ones. They are the non-living and they are non-cellular or acellular. They are having a protein code which is known as the capsid. They are genetic, but they have the genetic material which is DNA or RNA. So there are different kinds of the viruses. Some can attack on the bacteria, some can attack on the plants, and some can attack on the human. सो वायरस का स्ट्रक्चर आपको आना चाहिए. न्यूक्लिक एसिड है, आइदर दैट इज डीएनए और आरएनए, नॉट द बोथ, दोनों कभी भी नहीं हो सकते. प्रोटीन कोट इज द कैप्सिड and they are having the envelope on which the spike like projections are available so that they can identify the host surface. Okay जी. So viruses, they don't have these metabolic machinery, नहीं है इनके अंदर, that's why they are considered acellular, non-cellular and non-living. Here are the 5 stages in the life cycle of virus. First of all, they are going to attach, then they are going to penetrate or inject their DNA into the host cell. Injection is being done, DNA डाल रहे हैं अपने host cell के अंदर. Then what will happen that this DNA of the viral will take over the charge of the host cell biochemical machinery, and that is going to make its proteins and the nucleic acid. Then they are going to assemble inside the host cell, and whenever the host cell is fully packed, the cell is going to be ruptured, and viruses are ready to attack the new host cells. So there are common viral diseases. Common cold है, influenza है, chicken pox है, dengue hemorrhagic fever है, herpes है, AIDS है. आपको ये 3 मैंने रेड लेबल किए हैं, आपको ये आने चाहिए. AIDS is in your syllabus, आपको इसका पता होना चाहिए. Influenza, flu हर किसी को आए दिन हुआ रहता है, so that's why ये भी आपको पता होना चाहिए that this is the viral disease, and viral diseases cannot be treated with the help of antibiotics. You are very much well familiar कि एंटीबायोटिक्स इसको ट्रीट करने के लिए नहीं हो सकती, बिकॉज दे डोंट हैव द मेटाबॉलिक मशीनरी, दे डोंट हैव द सेल वॉल, दे डोंट हैव द सेल मेम्ब्रेन, दे डोंट हैव द enzymes on which the antibiotics can act. Okay, so what is the treatment of that? Treatment is either the vaccine or the interferons. Interferons बस आप याद कर लेना, इनको डिटेल नहीं पता होनी चाहिए, बट वैक्सीन यू शुड बी नोइंग. और सबसे पहले वैक्सीन से भी ज़्यादा इंपॉर्टेंट चीज़ आपकी बॉडी की जो एंटीबॉडीज हैं, itself they are going to cure the viral infection. Or usually whenever the viral infection is happening, that can be reverting back within 7 to 14 days. ऑटोमेटिकली आपकी बॉडी का इम्यून सिस्टम उसको टेक ओवर करके उसको खत्म कर देता है, डिस्ट्रॉय कर देता है वायरसेस को. So in the vaccines, either the attenuated or the weak virus is being injected into the person, या उसको orally दिया जा सकता है. Like in case of polio vaccine, the virus is polio virus है, ठीक है, that is causing the polio to the children, so that is being given orally. ठीक है, उसमें या तो वीक वायरस होगा या या डेड वायरस का कोई सा भी पार्ट होगा, या उसका प्रोटीन कोट होगा, या उसका डीएनए हो सकता है. सो वेन एवर दैट इज बीइंग गिवन थ्रू आइदर ओरली और थ्रू इंजेक्शन, सो दैट इज गोइंग टू इनिशिएट द इम्यून रिस्पॉन्स, उसके अगेंस्ट बॉडी में एंटीबॉडीज बनती हैं. एंड वेन एवर द पर्सन इज एक्सपोज टू रियल वायरस, तो उसमें ऑलरेडी प्रेजेंट एंटीबॉडीज होती हैं, उसको टैकल कर लेती हैं पर्सन की, उसमें फिर जल्दी उसको इतनी ज़्यादा इलनेस नहीं होती. ठीक है, ओके जी. नेक्स्ट इंटरफेरोन्स हैं, दीज आर द मेडिकेशन का नाम है, याद कर लें तो दैट्स गुड. There are some viruses which are very much useful for us as well. Virus useful क्यों है? Because they are reproducing very rapidly. तो जब रैपिडली प्रोड्यूस करेंगे तो अपनी कैरेक्टरिस्टिक्स को एक जनरेशन से दूसरी जनरेशन में ट्रांसफर भी कर सकेंगे, विच इज हेल्पफुल फॉर द बायोलॉजिस्ट. एंड दे आर हैविंग द स्मॉल साइज विच कैन बी हैंडल्ड इजीली इन द स्मॉल पेट्री डिशेज इन द लेबोरेटरी कंडीशन. And they are used as a vector to transfer the genes from one organism to the other organism. Along with that, the bacteriophages are the viruses which attack the bacteria. They are going to destroy bacteria. So रशिया के हॉस्पिटल्स में कुछ ऐसे बैक्टीरियाज हैं जो ह्यूमन को डिजीज कॉज करते हैं, उनके अगेंस्ट कोई मेडिकेशन नहीं है, तो ऐसे पर्सन को बैक्टीरियोफेजेस उसके अंदर इंजेक्ट किए जाते हैं. वो बैक्टीरियोफेजेस आर नॉट गोइंग टू गिव एनी हार्म टू द पर्सन, ह्यूमन को हार्म नहीं देते, बट दे आर गोइंग टू किल दैट बैक्टीरिया, सो बैक्टीरियल डिजीज क्योर हो सकती है. सो थैंक यू वेरी मच फॉर स्टेइंग विद मी. आई होप दैट विल बी अ वेरी मच इंफॉर्मेटिव वीडियो फॉर यू. प्लीज do like, comment and subscribe my channel. Press the bell icon so that you can get the notification of my new videos. Thank you very much. Allah Hafiz.